Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're in the world listening to this program. This time, Mohammed Shyllon coming to now from the United States of America, and get as my co-host today, as has been in the past several weeks, Mr. Jallo Jamboria, with whom I will be discussing some trending topics, in Sierra Leone. And if you as you know, the program is in Creole because it is primarily being broadcast to the Sierra Leonean audience, and as well as any other set of people or individuals that may be outside the geographic location of Sierra Leone, but who can understand and speak Creole. So we greatly appreciate that. Also, we always like for people and for no say this is a worldwide broadcasting. So wherever you're there, and it's live. So wherever you're doing at the world, we're going at the relevant information. Not only you go hear the broadcasting, but you can participate live if you want. Let me also apologize to now, because we usually try for start with program about 3:30 Eastern Daylight Time in the United States. We put way behind a lot of other countries, including Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is 4 hours ahead. So we'll start by 3:30. Now, yeah, it's like 7:30 in the evening, going 8 o'clock. But unfortunately, we're starting much, much later today for a variety of reasons that I don't even want to get into. But we apologize for that. So for one hour, come at 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4:30, when or almost 4:30, when I see will not start it, and maybe members say we'll not get any programming today. I apologize because we do. We're just starting very, very late. We've never started this late. So we hope I will forgive you for that. We'll try for with normal time now between, if we don't start at 3, we'll try to start at 3:30 Eastern Daylight Time, American Eastern Daylight Time. So now I'll be coming to now, or we'll be coming to now, become a co-host is in Norway. So this broadcast is taking place from the United States and Norway. And of course, the producer is all the way in Canada. So we deal with a variety of continents now, Europe, Africa, and North America. But that said, today is Sunday, July 21st, 2024. And with topic today, before I get into the information, the topic that we're going to deal with, or we want to deal with today, the main topic is going to be, I don't think the news has even gone around, that because of heavy rains, the Brookfields Stadium, the renovation with the Medepan or rehabilitation, I think they refer to her as, collapse. And some people may have been hurt, maybe possibly dead, but at least we know say it caused injuries. And then it collapsed. Okay? So we want to touch on that. And then we will make some speculation, but reasonable, educated assumption as to why that might have happened, knowing the fact that we have serious rains of late, but no, yet we need to take the appropriate actions for prevent flooding. In fact, now flooding is taking place in the area of the western area where there never used to be flooding. No, don't forget to say, rain may be becoming a little heavier now than before because of deforestation, meaning we don't cut all with trees, then we don't do this, we don't do that. It would affect the environment in many ways, So it's not surprising that we're getting more rain, I think more wind. And get wind, then wait for even block. Get trees, then wait for block the wind. And then, get rocks and trees, then wait for withstand the erosion, wait for keep the soil in place for prevent all this collapse of infrastructure and so on. So we wonderful. We'll go encourage, struggle, encourage people, and we'll get any idea, we'll get any suggestion, we'll get any view, for give me a call and participate in the discussion today. But that will be our main topic. In addition to that topic, we will touch a little bit on the parental the clerk of parliament, whose wife was accused, or he and his wife were accused of having, and they would take fraudulently. And Mr. Tarali is a lawyer by profession, and in profession gets what you call a code of conduct about propriety and all in there. But the allegation is that in WEF draw 2 years worth of salary as an employee, presumably or supposedly, of parliament. But salary way work for, be even, one day report na work and present. And so, but then we get this convoluted law, in Sierra Leone, where the clerk of parliament is appointed by the president, which I term as being absolutely ridiculous and senseless. As I have always mentioned, the president of any country should not have the business of appointing even a dog catcher for parliament. Parliament is a separate. If you want to deal with the issues of separation of power, you can't have the Speaker of Parliament appointing a driver or a security guard for the executive, for the president. So I don't know how you will get the president appointing a clerk, the chief administrator of parliament. What's wrong with parliament? That's an abdication of parliamentarian duty. But that come about because, again, like what we can always say, we get too much sabi man there. Man, they always say they know what they do, but they really don't know what they're doing. You see, they want to go legislate, they want draft, then this and that. But when you look at, you can tell these guys don't get any idea about what they talk about. Because if you know anything about the various arms of government, and the branches, them being co-equal, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, if they are co-equal, then it's hard to understand, or it's illogical, let alone senseless, that the president, who among the three arms of government, who heads the executive, who is more likely to grab power and abuse power, now ain't gonna go give the power for appoint somebody in a parliament for run the entire parliament. So what's the point? You might as well allow the president for start appointing MPs, and other staff members them, from secretaries to security guards. The state house could just, I might as well give them the power for do all of that, because they can appoint and these are all people in Wayland book who put this into plan and into practice. So we want to talk about that. So, and then, okay, we'll see what in the ACC say, and we'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about the suspension of the Auditor General for over at least 2 years for some reports we give where the government not get good taste for. And then a tribunal that was appointed with a lot of questions as to whether the president even had the ability, get the authority to even appoint such tribunal. But then when the tribunal come, then the recommendations when they make, and so on and so forth. We want to talk about that. So, and if we get time, we might touch on the incidents or some of we colleagues, then VOS, better talk about involving the lawyers, then return to Brookfields Hotel for hold the Bar Association meeting concerning the two factions then where they at war and or on at opposing sides, the two factions then, and then the latest standoff and the threats being made by the supposed winners group to go to court and asking for an injunction. An injunction is also something I see the lawyers in Australia, they make little use of. When one of the major instrumentality in civil law, but yet it's hardly put into practice in Australia. And even when it is asked for or requested, the mechanism by which it is enforced seems to be almost lacking or non-existent in Sierra Leone. So if I get the opportunity, we will talk about that and think about procedurally. And that's why a lot of them were lawyers here who have no interest. They just believe in serving, but do not get much interest in learning about other systems, the practical aspect and application of laws in other country. This is what you get. This is what the country gets. So now, let me go back to the various numbers and we'll for call in case you want to participate in the discussion will take place today. So we normally get a toll-free number. We normally get local numbers. So I want to go into just repeating. Some of you already know the numbers then. But this is VOS network to start with. So if you are if you are in North America, or you're calling from any one of them, the United States, Mexico, or Canada, you are at liberty to use 1-866-944-7722. If you're calling from the three countries that is named, Mexico, United States, and Canada, 866-944-7722. Now, if you're calling from England in particular, then there is also a free number you can call at no cost to you, plus 44 20 80 889 1455. Now, likewise, if you're calling from, so let me repeat the local thing for England. It's plus 44 20 80 89 1455. Likewise, if you're calling from Australia and you want to call local, meaning at no expense to you, and you probably may be kept online for a little while before we're able to get you, it will be plus 61 2909 84 337. Again, if you're calling from Australia at no expense to you, you will forget for call plus 61 2909 84 337. Then we'll also get a universal free call, regardless of who side you're there, anywhere in the world. It will be the WhatsApp line, 1343 997 5828. Again, 1343 997 5828. All the numbers that I just mentioned, if you're there anywhere in the world where you listen, and you want to call, particularly if you call on the 1343 997 5828, you could be able to come through. In addition to that, if you are in Sierra Leone, you're then at the western area, you're then at Freetown in particular, we'll get a radio station, we're in 91.9 FM, 91.9 FM. If you download the Google Play Store and the Apple Store, you will be able to listen to it. Let's say you did drive, or you did that's a particular location, or you did move around, you will be able to get to we or listen to the broadcast. Then above all, we are carried on YouTube, we are carried on Facebook, we're carried on WhatsApp, we're carried on Instagram. So you can find, in fact, this particular broadcasting being done right now will be, if it's not being carried live right now, will be on YouTube in less than an hour from the time we stop or we finish, but usually it's carried almost live when we do them. So these are some of the things then we'll get for deal with. Let me also notify the listeners, the audience, for say, the lines will be open as soon as we get started, because if we late start, we know I'm for and delay or keep people on hold or wait stay people for a long time listening to we before we tell them for call. So callers, you are free to call us as soon as we get started. We'll go decide even before, as soon as we get started, but even if before we say anything, if you get something for add to the Brookfields Stadium or for put you a notice about something where who might not know, please feel free for give we a call. These are some of the things then we'll go like for because we always like for you to hear from now. Let me also, last but not least, just remind when I say the basic rules of engagement are simple. Mutual respect on the part of the caller to fellow callers as well as to the host of the show. And that respect also will come from us to the callers, and to everyone else. So the callers then for sure.
What is happening? Frozen. I think Mr. Shyllon is frozen. Oh. Sorry about that, listeners. I think Mr. Shyllon is having some technical issues. He will come back just now. On allow patient. Now, so technology again. But Mr. Shyllon, when they do the introduction, they come with the numbers. I think he don't introduce the topics they move for discuss today, and the most important one are this issue wey happen at Freetown because of the rainfall. This na thing wey don dey happen since 2007 and before. It is really surprising that up till now we no able find a solution to that. Freetown being the capital city of Sierra Leone and a hilly place, I think it is right for us to do everything possible for contain the overland flow of water. I remember back in 1979, I did a dissertation, a thesis on land use in the Western area because by then I was a geography major and also a member of the Department of Geography and Environmental Sciences at Jala University. One of the things that came out clearly at that time was that they may set limits to the land area where people then for deforest. Any point will be above 2,500 meters above sea level was a protected area. But we all Sabina Sierra Leone and the people can just behave because them feel say then they're above the law. Now they affect we so today. Not so the rainfall don't increase in Freetown. No. It's the fact that they don't remove the forest cover from the hillsides. All man they billows, all man they make how you call them access road. When they make access road, they not they make any effort for protect the access road. When them build houses, they not they make effort for do landscaping, plant trees, plant flowers and grass for protect the environment. So now when rain come, all the water just they flow downhill. And the more the water they come downhill, now the more they get the water from other sources, and also the speed they increase. Anybody who do basic sciences know that. Say anything where they fall in speed they increase as they go down. This is the problem in Freetown. Not to rain don't increase. Hey, the rain they have no rain not heavy now. Now the same amount of rain will be they come before. Now they come now. But now, you know, get natural things them for hold the water back. The forest, the trees, the grasses, when rain fall dump on them, then they hold them back because the water they sink go underground. So instead of the water flow free flow, it they go underground, it settle underground. As a matter of fact, that underground water, now be the supply Guma Dam we don't dry so. So the damage we don't cause by building houses, not only the water they flow now over land, where they camp well structures them, now the plateau area. Because Freetown, the topography of Freetown is such that you get the hills, they get a flat area where very narrow, when are they you get all the main city, then you get another cliff where go down before you meet the sea. The plateau area of Freetown. Now the most of the damage is the bee. There is a simple way to solve this problem, but the will not there for protect the environment in Sierra Leone. We get environmental agency, we get Ministry of Environment. What are these people doing? We even have the Institute of Engineers. What are they doing to come with an environmental management plan? Today I see they say national within disaster management agency. They write, tell people and say, let them stay safe. How can they stay safe? How? Please, can someone tell me? When that water, they come with that kind of speedway they come. It don't gather momentum from up the hills. There is nothing to stop it. And we know from simple physics that when something they fall, in speed they multiply. That's how they come downhill. Now fall they fall more or less. So the speed they multiply. We have to begin to take things serious in Sierra Leone. We have to. Because honestly, this problem started immediately after the war. When Freetown became overcrowded, everybody was just building houses up the hills. Then the forest, the conservatory area. There was a definite conservatory area where they allow people in for the forest. From 2,500 meters above sea level up to the highest point when I've been Leicester Peak. They allow people in for the forest areas. But today, you dey go all the place they meet us, you meet access road, they meet trees, even grass. I'm not sure say they now most of them place then they. So what do we expect? And one thing where I think people are not they notice is that every year the problem is becoming bigger. Yes, it will become bigger because now we don't clear so much that when that rain for them, what in have been the little grass or forest will be the stop am not there again. And now the erosion also activate now the city that even the earth materials they count on with the water. And that earth material, where they count on with the water, instead now a danger. Stone, boulders, if that water in speed move them, when they count on, any other structure where they meet, not able to resist them. Now this now the way they cause them damage is how they see. I see another picture today, that Congo Cross Bridge, water they burst, the bridge all done full up. Freetown citizens have to take care. If we are not take care, this continue. I know they wish that too, but in the next 2 to 3 years, a landslide will be, we go shock the world, and we are not wishing for that. Environmental agency, Ministry of Environment, Disaster Management, Institute of Engineers, una try sidom law, una join and get an environmental safety plan. Then the next year for do a disaster management rapid response plan and teach the people in the local languages. So God caused this problem. Now mortal man cause them. So God not get business there. If we not come with that plan, then go come, the water go wash, Boku people go inside the sea. Teach the people. If even we need for teach people how for swim, for teach them, because it's all part of disaster management. If we don't know how to do some of them things, yeah, please call me and ask. I'm a Sierra Leone and I feel for my people. If I go sit down in office, they eat money, say me a big man. You are not a big man. You're there to serve the people. I go hand over to Mr. Shyllon.
Thank you very much. And I have to apologize. I think in my earlier introduction, I may have been frozen without knowing, so I don't even know how far I went, but I'm thankful that Mr. Jamboria took over. I didn't catch on right from the start that I wasn't coming across for some reason, and I tried to check with me the main office where they deal with the operation of broadcasting, but I also was not able to get through, to the control room. So sorry about that. I want to make when I know, so I don't remember how far I had gone in my introduction where I get frozen or cut off. But I want to remind the audience that you are at liberty. You can call anytime. Our main issue today about the flooding of the Brookfields Stadium and what we think say might have been some of the contribution factors. I don't think you get one single factor where they lead to that, because you're not going to be a rocket scientist. We can see this. What happened at Brookfields Stadium, as well as all the flooding when they take place now, Freetown now. You can see, you can say in law, we could say it was, they were foreseeable. You can see them, and they are preventable if we get the willpower for prevent them. But I think we seem to enjoy let the disaster happen. Then we try for probably maybe that's just a way of trying to get foreign aid. It's kind of hard to understand. Well, we're not try for prevent that, because we know say unlike anywhere else now, Sierra Leone, Freetown, they will get the mountain. I could say Freetown they on the mountain, but we'll get a mountain, then we'll get a peninsula, and we'll get one of the heaviest rainfalls, if not the heaviest rainfall in Sierra Leone. So this is nothing new to we. What is new is that how the white people in Left and Giwi, we have not only we break, or we don't break all the rules in terms of watching the white man and say we for do, not for do, not for in order for prevent disaster, flooding, mudslides, we not build what we're supposed to build, what you I could be the grow up, we call them Bobo Combo, new dikes them. Then wide gutters. I think they were like at least maybe 5 feet wide. So when the water they come from up the hill, the gutters will be wide enough for control the water all the way down into the sea. I don't think we don't try for add to that. But what we don't do, the trees them, the rocks them, will be the water in place, like how Mr. Jamboria described, about the water can go down and it affect the soil and the rocks. We cut all the trees them for build house, just for build house, without replacing them. Not taking into account that the trees them and then they help for hold the soil in place. In addition to that, we use the rocks them for build house too, for broke them. There are no regulations about that. You go in the Regent's Place or close to American Embassy, you could see people in the Brookstone, ordinary people. I mean, they try to get hand to mouth. I understand that. But government will for regulate all engine and they regulate none of that. Okay? And we'll get a lot of rocks. We'll get mountains upon mountains. If you go up now with by first day, you could see how that western area they set up, where government can regulate in terms of the mining of rocks, because some of the rocks, the Chinese people then they can't then they exploit them, bring them come abroad and make some impressive rocks. Here in Raleigh, we one hospital they call UNC Hospital in Raleigh. You go there, and at the entrance, then get this beautiful, shiny rocks. Then say this is a product from Sierra Leone and Liberia, and they didn't pull them rocks, and there are some kind of unique rocks, then stone them. So we just broke. So everything it takes, not for protect or for bring trouble kind of the country, trouble will not get in a position for handle, but we're in the position for us create the problem. Then what they do, and we say that over and over. Like Mr. Jamboria say, conservatory areas, meaning areas then that were prohibited for any kind of human activities other than surveying, we don't ignore all of them. There are no regulations. And even when people get permits for build, there is no steady inspection of whether they comply with regulations. So we let people build. In fact, you get some areas where people then the bill come all the way to the frontage of the house, so much so they leave very little room for motor garden for pass. You know, it's amazing how people, there is no regulation in terms of like even fences on a particular street. How them for probably get some uniformity in terms of how far they come into the street. It's not happening in Sierra Leone. You can get, let's say, 7 houses them in the street or in a lane. You go then 7 houses, then they're not in straight line. Then fencing, not in straight line. Then 7 houses, then you can get one where they 5 feet, 8 feet into the street, making that area there where that was the day narrow. Then you get another one weighing there 5 feet, 8 street back. Then you get, so for a short lane of about maybe 100 yards, you will begin get curves where you're not supposed to get, all because people are just trying to grab onto as much land as possible. So then they affect even the looks, the beauty, the beautification of the area becomes terrible because we're not getting no uniformity in planning anymore. Because long time ago, people like me to grow up as a child, you are not allowed to come all the way to the edge of the street where you construct a house. There was certain amount of frontage that you must leave. You know, that's the reason why, like me, I grew up in Akambo Street in the early years, in the 40s and the 50s. You go then Pademba Road up PWD, you look all the way down to St. John. You will hardly see one house or block or the whole street because it is so far into the public eye or public view. But then they abandon all them rules there and begin to allow some host them. Even houses being built in the middle of the street. You know, because there are areas, places like I don't care, where you get people, high government officials just come, then choose for building hosts right in the middle of the street and block other people. There is no accountability. Well, all here there's a price to be paid. And some of my arguments about here is simply that we know to put the right people in the right place. You know, you cannot get good land planning, good environmental planning, you know, and good everything in terms of construction of housing, where we not get rules, we not get the right people in for be at the top, where everything is based on how one person or two people in feel. With the city disaster, then everybody want for make them feel sorry for them. But now with the creature and with yourself, you get places like Congo Cross now the flood. Like Mr. Jamboria said, Congo Cross Bridge. That bridge there that was so high to the water now, in fact, it's news to me that is also being flooded, you know. But when you look at that Congo Cross Bridge there are people that have been allowed to even live way below the water level height. And people and they live there, then they plant there, then get pan body there. Well, if they ask for foreign aid, now then kind people and they who try to get affordable housing for find a place where houses can be built and just prohibit the areas and that nobody, the government never allow that for happen. And some of the other things, we can for say the truth in the sense that a lot of our brothers and sisters, them, we come from the various districts, them. Some of them because as a result of the war of many years ago, and some of them because of politics, then go recruit them for courage and disaster at the Western area. Really, quickly realize that they are better off now Freetown, even if they have to suffer, even if they have no place to sleep, than back home where they were. And I'm saying it because if you were up country, area that I know very well, the Kalau district then, and I don't think much have changed since then. Watching go happen. You get up in the morning, there is no employment in the city, in the town. You know, get no way of earning a livelihood. There is barely any kind of employment activity in the town. Then the most you get for do some what you call subsistence farming, for hand to mouth kind of farming, or for go help a big cacao farmer or a big coffee farmer or banga farmer for say, okay, make I help you, so you give me lily and nothing. So somebody like that, they never get any incentive for making left Kalau district for go Kenema. Because I don't know which they did in a big city, it's very intimidating. Somebody like that not go left. He could still go through the hardship, way to go through. But once circumstances force him for going to a town like Kenema or Bo, let alone Freetown, he's not coming back because Usa he left, not get nothing for offer him. Freetown at least sometimes he go find watchman work, sometimes he go find motor apprentice work, sometimes he go sell on the street because Freetown more heavily populated, so he go sell small thing. So Freetown more heavily populated, so he might get houseboy work. He might get then kind of thing. And security when a watchman work, most of it. And so people not get any incentive for go back where they came from. Not that they don't want to go back, but it's all a matter of survivability. You get to survive. And what happened? A lot of these people just went and took up housing, temporary housing, like what we call Panbody, make shanty town out of some prime areas in the country. Of course, and government doesn't make them get along. But how? I mean, it's so cruel of any government. Because Panbody not a thing we would for encourage. The reason being, Panbody, no matter who lives there, in a Panbody, the person at Panbody get the same basic human requirements and needs as the man within a 2-3 story house. That is, if you don't have Panbody, you still get to take a shower at some point in time. So which means you need running water, which means you need a shower, you need a toilet, because you get to go not only take a shower in your bathroom, but you need toilet to ease yourself. So we forget the human elements of just encouraging Panbody, because we seem to be doing better. No, seem to be, we think say no affect we, but it interfere with what you call public health. Because you don't know which diseases, all of that is spread, will make even you, the gentle person who thinks not going to affect you, they affect you. So, as a matter of public policy, we for try to discourage the Ministry of Housing, and as well as the Ministry of Health, and some other relevant ministries, and for come up with ideas. So if we try to get loans, or we want some foreign aid, those are the things we should be talking to our government about. To foreign governments about. Not to begin talk to foreign governments about oh, they can't build factory. Yes, that's well and good. But factory is not the end up and be all for everything. We need more than factories. People, they need survival. They need for survive on a daily basis. Okay. And when it comes to factory, we need factories them who could really get the capacity to hire, do some meaningful hiring. Where people can go get a future. Meaningful hiring means when you employ the person, they get a future. You tell and say, hey, we expect this company for there the next 50 to 100 years. We expect you for retire now. We expect you for gear your best. We expect you for treating like now you get them, the company I'm talking about. And then the company in turn go look out for you, then go pay you well. We expect a factory for pay you a living wage. A living wage means when you go able to buy your bag rest, you go able to put soup, find the food where you eat, you go able to feed your family, and you go able be able for save some money for transportation, for health, and for other things then. So that's what the living wage is. But all and they will not think say it happen, because policies are not being put in place. And the other thing that I want to touch about is this thing about, well, if we know they enforce the regulation, would they allow people and for us build everywhere? Because in most countries, if we ministers are really serious, there should not be construction anywhere within the city environment without basic infrastructure being put in place. That is for houses or houses to be constructed. They should anywhere that the government for come in and construct the roads or the streets, then lay electric lines. This is not the government in job. Now I make the government the charge. Now I make who for pay property taxes. And the government, then after that, government can regulate the sale of land. And then when you get a piece of land, government for even control how you build on that land. You just can't build how you want. You can't get 1 foot into the street or 1 foot away from the street. These are all things that they affect we. But the disappointing part is, it's not the people, because human beings are the same worldwide. We go take chance. We go shortcut. Now the people that were in charge, wait for enforcement here. And everybody's paying the price. Because even the rich man, I don't care whether you get a $1 million Motukana salon. Who said you could ride them? The highway is not there. The space is not there. For like you really enjoy the luxury of that Motukade. So you're just wasting time, So these are some of the things that we would talk about. We're just concerned, that things that have to be done are not being done. And then the number one lawbreakers are the people who are supposed to enforce the law. And then they go build also side off for bills, and they go build hosts in the hills. So all this, I'm just simply saying, folks, we get for rethink with policy. We get for rethink with situation. Otherwise we destroy ourselves. And it's very selfish of we, because we get a young generation them. We know say you get picking a winner born is we get for calm. So what would they left for them? With that said, I just want to pass on over to Mr. Jamboria, because we're looking at if we look, I don't know if the control room gets a video of the Brookfields Stadium situation. If so, we can play part of it. I'm seeing a picture, not a video. I don't know if we get
a picture. It's a picture we have.
Okay. So, well, unfortunately, we're not getting
Mr. Shyllon.
Yeah.
Mr. Shyllon.
Yes,
we
sir.
should be looking at solutions, not events in Sierra Leone. I don't give you the basic background. I may not be a professional environmentalist, but I studied environmental sciences for 2 years at university. And I did a research on land use in the Western area. First solution to this freedom problem, the government of Sierra Leone forget a roadmap for Sierra Leone's development, where they put emphasis on rural development. As you rightly say, there is no incentive for people to live in the rural areas. So build the infrastructure in the rural areas. We go initiate and sustain agriculture and agro-industrialization. We are talking about industries. What industries do we want in Sierra Leone? For go make toothpaste and soap. We need those industries. We need industries. We go use with local materials. We produce goods and services for export. We go bring revenue to the country. And you can only do that when you have a formidable and sustainable rural development plan. Freetown City does not have any raw material to supply an industry. Whatever raw material an industry will be using has to come from the provinces. If you want to make chocolate in Sierra Leone, you know they make, if you can't locate the factory in Freetown, they're not they plant cacao in Freetown. And if you get the factory go Kailaung, you have to ensure that there is enough electricity for run the factories them. You get for ensure say water supply day. You get for ensure say telecommunications day, good roads day. We have over centralized things in Sierra Leone because the government does not want to develop Sierra Leone. They only want to be in power, begging from the international community and misusing and looting the resources. Go and develop the rural areas. I'm talking here now as I talk from a place that is 1 hour, 50 minutes from the city of Bergen. I live in rural Norway. But I can go to Bergen within the next hour. The road is there. There is vehicle. I have electricity 24/7. I've never had blackout in the last 20 years. I get clean water supply. Look at clean water supply. Look at. See? See? Now rural environment. You see the water? It's from the tap. Clean water supply. I get 5G internet connection. It is not rocket science in this modern day and age. Go and build the rural areas, create the jobs there for people. Don't go and employ people, just create the opportunities for people to create jobs for themselves. Then you'll see people move back to the rural areas. Freetown will become less populated. The cities will become less populated. Then you would have time to plan them properly. That's the first step that has to be taken. It's not a difficult step to undertake. It's just the will to do it that is not there. Go and put everything in place. These telephone companies operating in Sierra Leone, one of the conditions where them forgive them, if you operate, you for make sure say you get a national network that is efficient. And for do that, it's not a difficult task. Get you poles them up the Sula Mountain, get poles na Kangar Hills, get poles na Kamboy, and all the hills then they. Create a network of interpolation from your transponders. And everything will be efficient. We have all these people claiming to be educated in Sierra Leone. What are they doing? Are they thinking? Water supply, not for be a problem in Sierra Leone. If people in desert countries like Cape Verde, then they get water supply. People in Canary Islands, they get water supply. People in Morocco, they get water supply. Sierra Leone no get rainfall, now they get water supply. Then what are we doing? Are we thinking? Is it rocket science to create a national network for water supply? We have 7 rivers. Begin look at the solutions. Stadium wall broke. Tomorrow the stadium go broke when more rain come. Because we not solve the problem. We only look at what happened. We are like, hey, God. God is not responsible for what is happening in Sierra Leone. The inability for think and plan. Now our problem. And that has been the case since 1960s. Not a recent problem. If Sierra Leone as a country, after independence, the intellectual class, we don't sit down. They not sit down, they talk about politics, APC, SLPP. Then we don't sit down and say, let us make this place for all of us. Let us have a roadmap. Let us ensure that we go through the roadmap and finish it before we develop another one. That country before don't modernize by now. But we're not doing anything. This is why I keep blaming the intellectual class. We have to take responsibility. We have to. The next solution to the problem of Freetown, therefore, regularize construction. One step with them for legislate. This private construction, let's stop now. Everybody, they go and employ any carpenter and masonry for billows. Let them make sure, see, all the carpenters and masoners are organized into registered companies. And it's the companies that build the houses. Before a company, they undertake any building, then for meet certain specific regulations. Like that way they talk about building houses or walls close to the road. There is a law in Sierra Leone will not allow anybody for build a house 15 meters close to the gutter or the road in Cab. That law exists. And if you get like Wilkinson Road or whatever, every house in wall for the 15 meters away, both sides of the road. That law exists. The laws are there. Use them, regularize, say, every construction has to be done by a registered company. Who don't want to do house construction, go register a company, employ you carpenter and mason and everything. And when person come for bills, charge them how you know, say for charge them, then meet the regulations. And part of the construction company, the responsibility for ensure say not to the use no more than they go build. Now then for regularize the electrification, the regularize water supply and everything. It will be part of the construction. And every area how then they develop, therefore make sure say specific companies involved in that area coordinate. They not only build the houses, then for charge also a cost for do landscaping. Where you don't build the house, make the wall, make flower, plant tree and things like that. That and the way you build your house, you get a safer house. And the city safe. Another solution is look at the hills, create terraces, whose you go get water canals and they run parallel to each other, but let them get away for Kandong with big ducts them down to the sea. If possible, build tunnels where all the canal and they pass the water through down to the sea. It may be expensive, but it is cost effective in the long term. There are other solutions. These are just some that I would recommend. The first and most important one, let we put emphasis on rural development. The wealth of Sierra Leone is not in the towns and cities, it's in the rural areas. Now, rural areas, they do agriculture, now rural areas, they do mining. Develop the rural areas, make the areas they possible for create jobs for the people. Not a government in duty for create jobs, but create the infrastructure and ensure say the policy they let people then go there and able create jobs. Like in agriculture, the biggest lie when they talk about that the land tenure system, no, they allow agriculture for develop. That's the biggest lie we are telling ourselves. If you want to develop agriculture in Sierra Leone, it's very easy. It's a win-win situation. Go to the chiefdoms, get them to organize themselves into cooperatives. Any company where they go to agriculture, if we go in partnership with the chiefdom cooperative, they agree on the terms of partnership. Rather than you go and pay $5 per acre as leasehold, let it be a partnership. If the company make 100 million, if they say, okay, we shape this profit as 50-40, 60-40, I mean, or 70-30, the 40 million, put them into a trust fund on behalf of the chiefdom cooperative. Get a trust committee for run that fund. You are creating equity for the people. You are taking them out of poverty. For God's sake, let us begin to think for once in Sierra Leone. Some of us are getting vexed. Let us begin to think. The solutions are there, but we just don't want to think. I'll go end it for now, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, some of the things them along that line there, you talk about water canal. And I remember up at the eastern part and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it take place like a red pump.
Yeah.
The place like that, the water where they way we just know that number for just go was and brook close. It fall under that with the thing that we just suggest that can be engineered in such a way for transform some of that water they will not even get for even and depend only on Guma. For the eastern part of Freetown, it will supplement. And then there are some other areas in the Freetown area they where water used to come up from up the hill. You know, in fact, then say some of them water and they don't come back now anymore because we don't try to obstruct them free flow again by cutting down trees, by building houses, and then water they don't
They
come.
scream then they dry. Like
Yeah.
Kissy Brook right now it dry because there is
Okay.
no underground water.
Okay.
I remember
And
when
this
the small Kissy Brook they flow 24/7 throughout the year. But today it
well,
don't dry because there is no underground water. We don't deforest the whole western area peninsula.
exactly. And I don't understand. And this is where the failure come about. The one that would all come abroad, would all learn all this book. We want to be called doctor this, doctor that. We and they claim say they are so smart. They are causing the country more and more and more headache than anything else. You know, to come up with solution because
Mr. Shyllon, Albert
yes,
Einstein said, education is what is left after learning.
well, that's true.
Yeah, you may have learned all those things, but what is left is what you can apply to make a difference for others and for
Correct.
yourself. That's what the education is.
I agree. I agree. So you see, then water canal and they some of them streams and they will be the chalkboard. And it's not only like Kusa chalkboard red pump in the Freetown area. There were many other places now they up on the hills, now the uh, peninsula, and then even small towns like Morichong, towns like Aberdeen. There were areas where water became free flow. All the water they need to dry up. But what is so sad now that we hear of lately, even pumps, the thing that where we grew up in the western area, we will get used to, we will take for granted. Pumps, where they give people in public water, we get public pumps. They're not even there now. Then they lock. The public
Because
pumps
the
do not
pipes they
exist.
not get water out they
Yeah, you see?
they not get water out they flow through them. So how do you expect to have a pump?
And now pump they open by periodically, even for your home. Now even for water for supply houses, the pump Guma they open the flow of water periodically. You know they get water 24/7. You know unless you try to get a temporary storage where you go pump the water and people can get for buy machines for help them for pump the
And
water
there
and
is
it's
water
temporary.
all over Freetown. All around Freetown there is water.
Yeah, except that they don't have any infrastructure for take advantage of it. So there is an acute shortage of water
And we
the
not
entire
even the
Africa.
look side for look, Mr. Shyllon.
That may be
Recently, I
correct.
hear about going to dig wells in Freetown. Where is the underground water that you are digging well for?
Oh, there's a lot of well
Does it
digging in
exist?
Africa. There's a lot of dig.
You only get water underground when you get forest cover on top.
Well, they not seem to know that because inside the forest cover for they don't deforest them all completely. They don't cut all the trees. You see. So now this thing, then to try to
The
tell people.
the temporary solution to Freetown's problem. Go to Kuya, a desalination plant where they use reverse osmosis and aeration built around Pepel boating area on the Rokel River. Get that water cleaned, load them on Bowsers, can supply the city. Or if you want, you can create two systems. Create one Akuya, create one by the Ribi River. Take the water from these rivers, clean them up using reverse osmosis and desalination, use clay for do filtration, etc. You'll have pure water. Come and supply the people. Let them pay for it. Trying to dig
But we
wells
don't.
not they solve the problem because underground water not there.
But you
The
see,
forest
this is
cover they create underground water. We don't know who is
this,
advising these things. Where are our engineers? Where are our engineers in Sierra Leone?
and the thing is, you might get these people you're asking for might get them in large numbers, but they go tell you say government, every government, successive government, not they listen to them because you see the pattern and
Do they have to be listened to by government?
well, in a way, because government get for set the infrastructure for people to comply. This is the problem.
No, sir.
Because
No,
no,
sir.
no. Okay,
No,
let me
sir.
just
Mr.
suggest.
Shyllon, I beg to differ.
Okay, that's fine. Let me just tell you, people don't have the wherewithal. Who are these people that we should expect to take duties? Well, if government create the infrastructure, even the well digging, we talk about maybe less than 0.000%. People can't afford it. You see, so even when they talk about well digging, not to
You
say,
don't have to afford it, Mr. Shyllon. You
but
only have to
I'm,
have an organized idea. You only have to have a credible institution behind your back. You can raise the loans to undertake
but
projects.
the infrastructure is not there for the loans. This is the one the thing. The
You put
government,
the infrastructure in place and get people to pay for using the infrastructure.
well,
Now
the
the water
economy.
supply na fit on a private business. They not stop nobody for come with your infrastructure.
Yeah, but as a practical matter, Mr. Jamboria, they're not going to stop people. And by design, people are stopped because for the bank not going to give you loan. You will put the infrastructure, you know, will get enough people to participate. Then you will get the
And the
powerful work.
Institute of Engineers as an institution with the credibility behind them back come with a formidable plan. They
That
will
might
get a
work.
loan.
That might work.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been
You know,
saying.
that might work.
I'm not
But
talking
as
about individuals going to look for loan. As a matter of fact, if you go as an individual to look for a loan, I don't care what in be your qualification, you know they get them. Loans
if you
for
if
development
you're a Sierra
projects are
Leonean,
given to corporate
if if
persons.
if you're not Sierra Leonean, you know we'll get them. But if you're not a non-Sierra Leonean, particularly from the Middle Eastern descent, you will get it.
I
I
know
mean,
they give a private person and then they give a company. I
no,
want
what you
to
had to say?
believe what you had to tell you. I know what you they talk, but I want to say then people are who they go ask for loan from Middle East. They don't go as individuals, they go as companies. There is something about the trade culture we will not understand. Just like Sierra Leoneans don't understand the trade culture of the Fulani. The Fulani, they prosper in cooperatives. One man they put, other put $100, other put $500, then send one person, he go buy market, he come, then can share by all man sell. The Lebanese, they go and ask for loans, not as individuals, but as corporate persons. We Salomon, all man want say, na me, na me, na me. We not a form companies. That's why we don't get loans. No bank not they give individual loan. Then they give individual loan for mortgage or car, where they no say they within your salary limits. But any money, where they no say not they within your salary limits, they not they give you. There is a good side and bad side to everything. Now we the Sierra Leone people they not they think cooperative, now I make we not they go before.
But cooperative used to exist because I remember the days when farmers then get cooperative. So we deliberated or killed the system, or who killed it? Me take the position
But
than a
we don't know
government.
the value of the system.
You know, we used to have
In the
cooperative when
70s
farmers.
and 80s, in the 70s and 80s, there was agricultural project in every district funded by the International Development Association, ID. Loans were given out to people. Instead of them developing themselves, they went and married wives. Some bought transports. The system collapsed. Mr. Shyllon, I am out of the blame game zone. Now they tell Sierra Leoneans the truth. If they like it, fine. If they don't like it, I don't care.
Okay, you are right in many ways, except for the fact that, well, why do we have government then? Then we need for just make it the individual get rid of
What if
rules,
the
get rid
government
of
not they
governments.
think like we?
You
What
know,
is the
because
government they think like we?
the
The
problem we have.
government of any country cannot think better than those who elected them. So if our
Well,
governments are faulty, it is us that are faulty.
that is true to a large extent. Take for instance, situations such as just basic stuff. Now, if you say, well, rest price don't move for 200,000 to 1 million, you say, well, let them plant, let them farm. How can they? It's easier said than done.
I don't give the answer, Mr. Shyllon.
So
Get the
how do we?
chiefdoms to organize into cooperatives. Get
Which
a
we used to
corporate
have.
person at a cancer. I want to get the difference. What you been Sabi, not what they talk about.
Okay.
The cooperative what they talk about now the chiefdom then get the cooperative, and within the cooperative, you forget a trust fund with a bank account. And that trust fund has to be run by a committee comprising every stakeholder in the chiefdom. Not to one person they run them. We cooperatives be fail because the one person be the runner. Then any company where they come for invest in agriculture, that company should go into partnership with that chiefdom cooperative. They agree say, we don't work, una they pay we for the work, but the profit we they share. We they get 30% because now we get we land, una get 70%. When you do that, you know what you are doing? You are creating more commitment of the people. They would protect that industry. That's the solution to our land tenure system.
I agree. I agree with that. I don't get any disagreement. But somebody has to take the lead. I mean, problem now and
Well,
then,
I'm
and
taking
like
the
you said,
lead now by making it public. It's a model I've developed over the last 3 years. I've made it public today. Let them go the next step. If they want advice, let them call me. I'll give the advice.
let me take at least
I'm
a
making it
call.
public because I'm getting fed up with the rubbish happening in Sierra Leone.
That's so true. Let me take a
All
call.
the
Then I
talk,
will.
they talk, we're not able to think in other country for find simple solutions to we challenges. That's also they go to international community. Though they like our wish of moral guarantors and whatever.
Of course, we know say we na beggar nation. We know the not because we
They
not get
not
the
a big.
ability.
The old Sierra Leone are not a big.
Yeah.
So it hurts me when people take our country to be a beggar nation.
And I could see that. I could see that it really bothers you, just like it is some of us, because we get the ability for correctual anything to point out. But let me talk to this caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where's the call from? Hello, caller. Caller. Hello. Hello, caller. Okay. Well,
Nicola gets problem with connectivity.
yeah, apparently we get technical problem. Now, because I will get at least, if nothing else, talking about this thing. Because, for example, I also think one of the stranglehold on progress in Sierra Leone, that is centralization of power, like what you say. Power has been centralized on the central government, taken from the local government, the district council, and the city council for whatever reason. Because in a situation where you get a minister of local governments, they act like, for say, in the CEO over a city council that had duly elected members, councillors. This is a contradiction in basic governmental policy. You see? So at the echo, I'm getting an echo. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so the Local Government Act, now one of the things, this is now under President Chijankaba, will kill the efficiency of government. Because you get a minister who holds a position by virtue of a favor by a president who knows nothing about governance, both in local and central governments. But when I impose them as the boss of a mayor, of a city council chairman or a town council chairman, because they tell me that Boye no get city, Boye was not considered a city, Boye was considered a town with a chairman in charge because it was larger. But let's say Boye is a city now. But when I take that power there now, where the mayor of that town they will get, when I hand over to a minister, we not get, first of all, you don't get no affinity, you don't get no connection, you don't get no bond or bonding with that the local government where you want to run. So you will care less whether a chiefdom not get water. And so then you get a local government now who has to dictate to a mayor who is the chief executive officer of the city or the town. Then you get an unelected member of a cabinet to try to dictate to the mayor who was elected by the people. So this is how these people, because they don't reach for power so much, they don't think too well into the. So one of the most destructive thing policies among so many that would organize Australia, this Local Government Act, is that because I've asked over and over and over. Can someone please, listening to this broadcast, tell me, just give us some of the positives. Maybe we'd overlook some things. What the positives then where the local government add to progress in the country? It don't hinder progress. But if I stand to be corrected, but I know what I'm talking about. So these are all the things where the push will be in. I think
you have a caller online.
Well, I think that caller may have been out. It might be the same caller who was trying to. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where's the call from?
Yes, Mr. Shyllon, Mr. Jamboria. Mina Alpha say the call from Alaska.
Oh, Mr. Cisse, nice to hear from you from Alaska.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes. And here go again. We get all them problem here in Sierra Leone where we actually get expertise them on the ground. Like, for example, if Kande Yumkela not for be go join politics, he decided say he taking expertise like the solar energy way is sabi, but the agriculture way sabi. He go there actually go start farming. I mean, Kande Yumkela probably for don't be the next Dangote in Africa in agriculture. Because the expertise they already. But instead, they want to be honorable and stuff like that. If we don't focus on that, and the Yumkela probably for we don't produce a lot of agricultural things and way probably all Africa for we don't survive on. And now law go to the environment. Every year they get a show, a salon we they can call EcoFest. EcoFest now show where they can bring artists them all over Africa, salon artists they can go perform. But if you call, you ask them, what's actually at the EcoFest? Then they just tell you, say, oh, every year the count artists then can perform and dance. Actually, now the EPA, the environmental agency, they pour in millions of dollars all over the world for make people that are aware of the environment. Now, if you see places like Brazil or Colombia, the Amazon forest, every year, millions or if not billions of dollars they pour in that country and because they protect the forest where they give it carbon dioxide. So they get carbon credit every year. Then they give them money. So now the problem that Sierra Leone, where we face right now, we get expertise them, but the rules and regulations not being followed. Now the problem. So your contribution on this for today, we're not thanking.
Yeah, I think you may be right to a large extent. But for instance, whereas the tropical rainforest and the Amazon, like the Amazon of Brazil, whereas that, in fact, experts then say that the Amazon must be preserved for the good of mankind worldwide. So I can see where the worldwide environmental protection agencies they put money together for bring attention. But I'm almost willing to bet, like I just say, if they go and put on the show now, the EcoFest, and put an EcoFest show, which means about the ecology and the surrounding and everything of the country. When they can and call an EcoFest, I guarantee you most people do not even know the purpose of that festival day. Because, so I think, this is not the problem, because people have to be educated as to what it's all about. And when they come that function day, then you could tell them, well, when I left for cuts, then trees them for make wood. But you can't tell them, say, left for make wood, because from the wood come coal. So if you tell them, say, and we know say coal, and they use them for a variety of purpose. And they use them for cook, and they use them for iron, and they use them for a lot of things. So if you want to tell people them for left for do something, give them an alternative. Tell them why they no need for cotton wood and they for make coal, and why we can function with an alternative means of energy. But we're not doing that because people, again, I think me and Mr. Jamboria may disagree on that, because the people who hold the appropriate offices way for control like this EcoFest where you just call about, for educate the people and the purpose of that festival day, are not there to let the ordinary Joe Blow, the ordinary Mola, Santigi,
That one I will not disagree on, sir. I'm with you.
All right.
It's the role of government to provide services. And part of the service of a government that for give information will go be profitable to the citizens. Now we have a minister who is very active, giving information every weekend or whatever. Has he ever spoken about environmental issues? Does he think it's out of his purview? It's not.
Well,
if you want to talk about environmental issues, you don't have the expertise, invite somebody who is an expert on environment.
And this is what they don't do. Well, they don't do that because they rather shape that money day themselves to themselves. Now, this then is all about money. It's all about pocketing money.
The money, Mr. Shyllon.
See? Then they shape them.
Freetown gradually they reach disaster point. And when it comes, all of them will suffer.
Except that you wonder if these guys care, because the way they look
for that. But when people advance for their own development, whatever consequences they get for suffer, then this farm.
But and see the way those guys look at things. Let me give you a good example. A lot of them who are in government today, unfortunately, then they separate themselves from the Western area. You get a member of parliament or you get a minister who probably come from a district who is saying afterwards, I get coffee plantation, also I come out. If things bad in Freetown, I could go back and set up my farm. This is how they look at it.
But he is resident in Freetown. If there is a landslide, his house breaks down, he may die there.
Well, yeah, but they don't. I'm telling you. Let me give you a good example of why I think they get a selfish but senseless way of looking at it. When Freetown, couple of years ago, they celebrate the anniversary of the number of years that Freetown had become a city. I mean, I remember the actual years. I thought that. Yeah, well, that was of such importance that it should have been a national involvement of all, because now we're capital one day. You're not going to come up from Freetown. You're not going to be.
Every ethnic group was represented in Freetown.
But except that
most people don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly.
Now they demand the people let me reside.
Yes. Every
George
major.
Brook, now to see people them been there.
There you
that
go.
Pademba Road, Circular Road area, na Madingo people them been there. You been get Fulatong. They been get Bambaratong by Eastern Police. Every ethnic group in Sierra Leone and that has business, doing business with the Port of Freetown, had their settlements even before the colony was established.
To buttress
now,
that,
ignorance is the problem of the Sierra Leonean. Ignorance.
And you are right about that, Mr. Jamboria, because now you make Freetown, they get a system whereby every group get a local chief. You get Fula chief, you get Madingo chief,
exactly.
You get, local chief. You see?
Not only guesswork.
No. And then there was an infrastructure in place where in the very western area of Freetown, people take their matters to the local chiefs. So Freetown, in a way, but when we brothers then come from up country, for some strange reason, they did not see I don't know, they see it as it's kind of even hard to understand how these guys think. So, but then they see Freetown as a
strange reason, sir, Mr. Shyllon. The reason is they were miseducated. They felt they were white men, so they never needed those traditional infrastructure systems. And I think they affect the country.
Oh, yeah.
When man go land half book, if he say don't turn with man, pumui. So now everything about Sierra Leone no matter. Now what you think na head na matter.
But that mentality dynamic would get rid of the jury system because we think say we know better. But in fact, I don't think would getting rid of the jury system for promote corruption. There is a corrupt motive behind getting rid of the jury system. There is no question about that. This just for give undue advantage to one group who finds themselves in power. It's just amazing. And then these guys want to tell you. You get the doctors, doctor. Then they change. Then they what you call and dilute the effectiveness and the prestige of university education. Because when you go and get all a high level of qualification that you can produce little or nothing. It's shameful. You shouldn't be even going around using
them have it. Mr. Shyllon, do most of them have it?
Well, you see what's happening.
Not the title they are misusing. There are few who have it. And one thing we'll get for know. We'll get for make the public know from today. Anybody will get a doctorate in thesis published online. The university will go to publish that thesis online.
Good.
If somebody tell you saying a doctor, ask them which university, go to the university, the website. If he's a real doctor, you'll see the thesis there.
And I think that's good information for the public for know, because it's important, because it's time for beginning to expose a lot of these people. Because A lot of them, they are so shameless, being called doctor in front of their name, just like being called Alhaji, because they go Mecca. And so we were so hung up on trivialities. It's just, it's amazing. It's unbelievable. It's just mind-boggling. Why are we so hung up on little things then where the people then expect we for produce more and do more with this education and what we say we get? We are creating more and more. And one of my biggest disappointments I can always point out, many years ago when I go to Sierra Leone, there was talk about the beach road, the beach road. Then they reconstruct time. You get the Senegalese company, and that's some Senegalese company we do. I was so proud. I said, well,
Yes,
we'll begin get
the company is CSC.
okay, but to me, disappointment. Me being an Aberdeen boy, when we go there, I'm expecting like a 4-lane and stretch. I see 2 lanes. I say, but what is this big construction they're talking about? In fact, I mean, there is nothing different. Me great grandpapa them in them days, not 2 lanes. Me grandpapa in days, not 2 lanes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's so
And
disappointing.
then Mingel is cost na Aberdeen.
All of
Just
that.
like I Mingel is cost na Eastern by
Yeah.
Ross Road. The Mingel is cost na Aberdeen. Then the Mingeda Golf Club na the junction. I
The
think
golf
the
club
golf club is still there, but in a dilapidated state.
exactly. It's still there, but it's just very dilapidated. We don't even feel the need for improver. You know, ministers during the white man term, ministers' quarter, particularly the place of the vice president or this and that, they were tennis courts. Now some of them compounding there. Go now and look at them and the tennis court there. The courts are blacker than the black shoes we wear. The nets are all torn off. I mean, it's so disappointing. You know, these guys have picked up nothing, no quality. It is shameful. Everything they've let go to the dogs. I am told that up country, the reservations them, na Kenema, na Bo, government officials did not
They
decide for
don't
shape.
sell all. They don't sell all. Reservations not they again. No.
Okay, there we go.
They
There we
don't
go.
sell all.
Oh, so people then, those who are listening, therefore understand. This is not a SLPP APC thing. This is an SLPP APC guilt. This is what we're telling people. The things that we will be getting in abundance, not the anymore. Then they want fool people and for say, now we with the in power. Things that we will be getting, they will not get them again. You know? And people that, in fact, some of the people in way they in power now, some of them were not even born in the days that I mean, not to talk about too long time ago. I mean, when I was in high school in Bo, going to Ahmadiyya Secondary School, you know, you get a railroad. You get very well planned Bo reservation. You get water supply system. Everything was running. You get quarry where they make sand. We're not get for going to beach like Island they erode the beaches them now. All we on education give now for destroy the environment. People in the tell me say, oh, go na Sewa River, go take some sand. Those rivers are not made for to use the sand. Now you go get quarry for make sand, for break the rocks and transform them into different sand, quality of sand or grades of sands. So everything, it looks like the more education we get, the stupider we get. You know? And people don't want to hear this, and people want to talk to you about APC, SLPP. Give me a break. These are 2 useless parties, them. You know? 2 useless parties, them. They've done so much harm to that country there. You know? Sometimes it just bothers me. Yeah. But let's see if we can touch on the other thing about it. Unless you have something else to say, sir, I want us to be able to discuss a little bit about
Well,
it.
I have nothing to. I've given them some recommendations. If they want more, let them contact me.
There you go. So
Nothing is
now,
for free. Let them contact me. I have all the solutions because I think I'm not a moron.
okay. So now, if we can just touch base a little bit about the tribunal, the firing or the suspension of Lara Taylor Pierce, the Auditor General, who has been suspended for at least 2 years, because as far as we know, then they ask him, then they accuse him of impropriety in office, and I think some people argue that it victimized the president in office by auditing them. But with that said, let me just stop right here. Let me see if I can take a call from a caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from? Hello.
And then June, I they call from London.
Yeah, June. Thank you very much for calling. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening. I did listen to a discussion and very, very interesting. This is not the first thing why they call.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
I just want to ask, what they puzzle me is that I don't get any development plan, and if they get, how then they create the development plan here? Then they do any research? Because what thing they happen so na free tongue, me na free tongue born.
Yeah.
And wherever sitting like there where they happen then kind of flooding here. First of all, I find out this couple of past years where they go home. All them we waterways them, then don't turn them to slum. People and just they do anyhow they like, nobody know they check them. I mean, why after the war, I know say people in won't come freedom. Why they not go back upline, give them incentives, make them go back upline, make them go to the field, make we properly construct freedom. But it look like say consecutive government, then just not care. Then just want people they no more for can vote for them. And one of the things that we wanna talk, in the days of we own Papa, then when them in the bill, show them how many feet them for left. When I think better person, Mr. Jamboria, you go surprised for no saying that your uncle you Sabon couple of years ago. We go right inside the yard. Right inside the yard, and we get big space. The host then at the middle. Recently, where I go home, somebody they can ask me, say, oh, this last land home, na so we not go pull, we not go build shop there. I tell them, let them, excuse me, F off. Why I for go build shop front use? I don't need shop front there. Somebody go build Baba shop right on top the beginning of the gutter. The council will put X day for let them knock and down. Later on, as you said, then don't go plaster and then continue. With people then come from the slum, block waterways. I go St. Anthony school. When I come to school, now that Congo bridge water, now they can pull with uniform we wash. We can see fish already come on Congo Tongue Bridge. They come under there, then they go back. That water they been cleaned so. Now Tengbeton, we get 2 books. This is where the old way in the past. If you can hear where the home during the season, you come out there, we pass Jamboria, then you go further up like you go to
Milan, you made a passport go na use, eh?
No, I understand saying I be your uncle because I don't meet with Alima when I tell her who that I be.
That land we been condoned by the Madongo stream opposite Uncle Ali Mios.
Yes,
that's my land.
Then don't turn the all now to dirty box. The water no get side for pass. Everywhere in a slum. Who they take care of them? That's not priority. On the cable can a priority. Why can't we take the book by the horn?
But let me speak a little bit in defense. Oh, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. Sorry for interrupt you. Go ahead. Can I not take you?
I mean, I'm so surprised for Sise, we don't turn slum. Because all man just can't do what they want for do. Couple of years ago, around 2008, I was at a project here in the United Kingdom, near Usaya Tap. I write a proposal for Kube. That ending, what is the name? Dr. Sokokabiana, and I've been the minister of something. I don't know. I work out with that project, they for see the minister. say the project lost Kumunamian, I'm not able for Fenam again. If other than tell me, say, na save the children and get the project. If na save the children get the project, how come today na so cool baby? It's sad for see free tongue don't deteriorate so. But again, a lack of governance. And as we say, so many people there with PhD, they don't learn but the education, not the new contribution that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ma, for calling.
Thank you. I go let go make we talk again.
I go yield to Mr. Jamboria if you get any comments. Then I go take another call.
I don't get any comment to make. I think she is on the point.
Okay, all right. Let me take another call. Hello, caller. What is your name? Where you call from?
Hello, viewers. This is now Omar the call.
Mr. Omar, I was beginning to get disappointed not having heard from you because always
not true. At the time, this I meet up I get holiday so I can get other personal business I can do so I can get time.
Okay.
Go ahead. The mommy way it calls so the woman called the sister or mama way it calls so it just sound the same frustration way every Sierra Leonean get. And this frustration is shared responsibility on both Sierra Leoneans and the government. When it in terms of infrastructure, it in terms of building code, in terms of for building risk areas, the Sierra Leoneans and the government, everybody bear responsibility. And we did talk about freedom because now freedom you now on top right now because now freedom you now more sudden, because now they see flooding, now they see other say, but go na the regions, go na Bo, go na Kenema, go na Kono, go na Kabalala Isia people bill. It's frustrating. Just like what in my media talk say you for left some feet. For Easters, you don't drag, you don't tower, you say like you build a house. You go buy land, you don't spend millions of loans or thousands of dollars. You put that structure, now then you go get somebody where it force himself for be your neighbor. It force himself the way that it will come be with the intention say, Adam, we don't make him fence, so I can build me house near your house. Will give you space, it will come build it, it will even go up the end for use part of your fence, for doing your fence. And which is not done. Just like what in talk, meeting Mr. Shyllon and the talk. Some of we even within the near past we don't see them. Because when they talk, we don't say with artists. So we don't see them. So it's just happened that now after the war, everything just go bad, lawlessness don't take over, and we think so we for come to again. Mr. Shyllon, if you build a house, you build an upgarret, you make a balcony where you feel say you go sit down and get time with your family, then somebody can choke you and build house. Believe me, if now you balcony a cover and build house, a roof the house the way that you cover your balcony, you don't get view. What you go do? There is no system all that people responsibility. Yeah. And here we also find yourself when you want build house. Now, an area where somebody don't build, you get code of building, a building code day. You want to build another area day. When you don't put your proposal, the people within the area, they get approve them. Because they go for know the type of building where they put if you know one of them. But we don't get that in Sierra Leone. You go put balcony, somebody can put roofing. You go build, you make fine fence, somebody can build pan body attach on the fence. Just like what they talk, you go see government building where a bit for say, then for preserve them building, then for make them building, them turn as a monument. You go see them building, they broke part by part. Or we problems, they watch them building. With the build at the hills, with the build at water road, nobody they listen to anybody. I feel say Sierra Leoneans, this law we left this thing, let government stop for say they expect voting for people, let them strict on people, tell them say if you are not for billion, if you billion, show the people which type of house they build. How many feet for left now somebody in your own place, let the post yourself enjoy in land. let people buy bill house and get chance for breathe. I feel say that one of the things who they said I would not enjoy, and the politicians they don't can them party, they don't view, they don't see. If you say they for implement and but I like to talk this then doctor business big question. Thank you very much. I will call Legela no on the line too much.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. In fact, for add to that, we get situations where I can give you instances. For example, where they talk about people, some man knows it is wrong for them, for bill, like who's Mr. Jamboria and the lady we call from England, they talk about the Brookfield, because I grew up on this woman saying go St. Anthony. So the other side, where in a Sykes Street and Savage Street, and the junction there. On the other side of Sykes Street, across from FSSG, my grandparents on my maternal side, on my paternal side, my mama and papa, my papa and mama, then I grew up partly na 44 Sykes Street. I grew up
Eric James been there.
Yeah, Eric James, then the Fitzjohn them, and then after you get the Temple, then you get GLV Williams, when I be the government printer, and all that stretch there.
Yeah.
So you go to APC office there, and also the APC office, it was just a thoroughfare. That APC office there, really, now this is another act of lawlessness, as we talk about the succeeding government. They just be like in the middle of the street. That place will be empty space when a street where a good government will have made that stretch there a 4-lane street. Instead, and go and build the office there for years. Then afterwards, of course, then just congest the area. They're not gonna make a commercial. But that area there, Mr. Jamboria, you remember you mentioned, I think King George area, not the Brookfields area there. Then that woman mentioned old railway line. George Brook. Okay, that woman mentioned old railway line, that area there. Well, by St. John, na Savage Street, now the old railway line side from St. John, when you start the beginning of old railway line from St. John, the first street to the right, going down to the stream, now the Alpha Khan, go build us right up around the water area. Place
By
where
the bridge?
by the bridge will be collapsed. By that
Are
area
you
there, yes.
talking about the bridge on old railway line?
No. When you take old railway line, going towards Brookfield, the first street from St. John to the right. But where you then at St. John, just imagine you are about to start old railway line from St. John. There is a street to the right. That street go all the way to the water. Will go down to the St. John Bridge, when a Savage Bridge will be collapsed recently. There's a street will go all the way.
Not the
There's a stream.
street you they talk about.
Now I had to talk,
Now
but there's
street.
no. But me to talk about how Alpha Kanu or Alpha Khan end up building house by the Savage Street water. You're right, now Savage Street, but for go outside build the house, you get for enter through all railway line by St. John. Then you make a right. Now back of the houses them where they the
Yes, I know where you're talking about.
Yeah.
In the past it was something like a footpath.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
go like you go down, but you meet a back street there. There is a street where go bust outside our APC office there.
What? But before wrong before you get to APC office, this is by St. John. Alpha Khan, what you can call this.
Now you know I know the area where they talk. As a matter of fact, when I was going to school, I lived at 89 Campbell Street.
Okay, I was born at 25 Campbell Street.
Of McDonald Street.
There you go. So you get, Adelaide Street, Sanders Street, Campbell Street, Savage Street, all the rail line. That that junction there. So the old
Yes.
rail line part of it. Back there, going
We
down to the
enter old
stream.
railway line down this way na Savage Street. Then
Yes.
immediately we enter, you dey meet a small thing like a footpath, but it's a road. We go down towards that stream.
Alpha can't build a house, he build a motel, not only a house, he build a hotel. Right there by
Hotel.
the stream. By the stream. By the stream.
Why do we need a motel in that part of Freetown?
Well, because na free land, they in government, then it can take them without paying for it. That's all it is. And obstruct the free flow of water and affect the environment. This is what they do. Another politician, na Jockey Bridge. You know, inside Sanders Street, Kuto Road, Saka Stephen
Yeah,
Street,
yeah,
outside the meet, there's
yeah.
one more street. Okay. Somebody go there, build another politician, construct a building, Najoki Bridge. Outside, you will have never thought of anybody even putting a construction, you know. When part of that area, they come from up the hill for going to the sea. I'll just tell you how
Yeah, that
destructive.
I call that brook there. That brook we can bust down by Kurube they talk about.
Yes. Kruter Road, Shaka Stephen Street, when I be Westmoreland
George
Street.
Brook or what yourself, how then call her? I don't forget the name. But it pass under that Kuton Road junction, it go down to Kurube.
Yeah, there was a street where they call Brook Street. We can't down that way there. But I don't even they call him George
Yes.
Brook. You know?
No. George Brook, they far from yonder.
Okay.
Brook Street, where they talk, now I can join Shaka Stephen Street, Kuton Road, Sanders Street junction.
There you go.
And
there
I
you
just
go.
by Brook Street, you get Morgan Pharmacy.
That's right.
Been there
Right there
for
at
them.
the junction. There you go. Now the Morgan Pharmacy be there. Well, I used to live as a child in the 50s on the other side, on the back side by Takoradi corner by Waterloo Street, you get for pass for go Takoradi corner by Klube.
So now even the Chakra road been there.
Well, now devil them be the play and most of the time the devil can go dance because
I
of the dead end.
know that area, Mr. Shyllon.
All right. You see, so but when we brother then come, then see opportunity per real estate, then just begin take and obstruct instead of then do away with city ordinances them, then begin for non-comply. Then you can't take them to task. The last time we get an efficient, effective mayor of Freetown, now under bets, a man with no college education, but one of the most efficient mayor Freetown ever had. You see, because it was way car America, it see some samples them, it decided for go run the city well. He never had much luck because the people over there the most headache, now the one that were in the power structure. When they decide for clean,
what in the city clean and they can't and tell them family for can't trade in the street.
Oh yeah, but I know of a situation like Abu Kamara.
Because I bet that keep the city clean. Project.
Yeah, Abu Kamara, who was once the vice president, they told me Abu Kamara, we refer to him as Lawyer Kamara because they tell me you get only 3 or 4 lawyers, them Lawyer Kamara and one, Abu Kamara and one, James Imamaoni and another one. Then some later time you get Michael Kam, just about to tell me to finish school, Lebanese guy for start within Kisitown Road. Then you begin an office at Chikonko Road of Measures T.S. Johnson, Bata Macaulay, I don't know who was the third lawyer. But Bo only had really 3 resident lawyers then Wumi Debo, you know. So but the interesting thing about look, it just you see, sometimes it hurts when you begin to look how this transformation that takes place for the worse.
Honestly, Mr. Shyllon, honestly, it hurts some of us to see a country that we used to know that was organized, that has been, I'm not going to say So not to deteriorate. Now dismember the country.
I agree with
It's
that.
just people like way they cherry animal apart. Now they go on as Sierra Leone so. And people don't understand that's what's going on because they see all these burnt houses being built. Now free time me go see 3-story or see burn like the Tower of Genoa.
Obviously, because not to a trained contractor bill them and they not get regulation for stop them, they will make trade house there for them and kill people them before.
And
But this is what
maintenance
you
for
have.
God man.
Yeah. So there is a lot. So it's not like, and we're not criticizing a particular government. We're not even criticizing this government alone. These are successive governments. Then sit down and let them.
As a matter of
Then
fact, the environmental problem is not the creation of this government. Maybe it was the
that's
creation of the SLPP government under Tijan Kaba, but not
have
this. But what
yes.
in the pain me is that since that problem starts under the tutelage of this man, what they call Bob Sinsise, when I be Minister of Lands and Housing,
I
take today will
remember
not find a solution to it.
in office building, you building the Bob since you say. I remember and so
Naim.
well.
And that was
Yeah.
the guy also who destroyed education in Sierra Leone.
Well,
Now,
there we
now
go.
regime as chief education officer, now we begin get diamond rackets in Sierra Leone. I remember in the early 80s, I've been the teacher in one school in Alungi. We had 25 teachers in the staff, but every month when you voucher book out, they go sign a 75 names been there. When I question it, the idiot who was the principal, one Pakistani, went to Freetown. The next day come, they tell me, say, Bob, since they for terminate me, give me 1 month salary in lieu of notice. Now, I swear to God, they pay me 3 months salary. Otherwise, I the boss you better. And he gave me
Oh boy. So I hope people. I
when
hope people
you
will
know to
share.
this now I begin deteriorate. And some of us have
No,
been talking.
this is what you call death by 1,000 cuts. Small. You
Yes,
just cut the
yes,
man, cut the man.
yes.
No, that's the cheaper way, and we'll continue to chip away with authority instead of strengthening authorities, so then we're able to carry the rule. Even now, this big talk the last time, recently, when they talk about people don't pay electric bill, well, what did they find out? They found out for say SLPP and the party office, they not pay for years light bill. They found out for say some government offices, they not pay. So all of a sudden they've been quiet about it.
Politicians, the residents, not they pay. So then
They not
just
pay.
keep quiet. Say,
You see?
this thing about the
So
law, not talk about that again.
eh, and then but they want freedom for look like Washington DC, like Paris, like London. American man can say that ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. You see, because
There is no magic, Mr. Shyllon. There is no magic in this life. It is the way we think and act that creates magic. No magic, no,
just
they no mystic, no, they now we they create and by how we think and act. You have a
Just
caller, sir.
hold your thought. Let me to answer a caller. Hello, caller. Which are your name? Where side to call from? Hello, caller. Caller. We must be having some technical problems because some of the callers are not able to. Hello, caller. Caller. Well, anyway, if you're able to check back in, or we'll go. Let we know because we'll try to reach you for take your call. Okay, so we'll go back because we'll reach the end of the 2-hour show anyway, even though we started late. But we hope people will appreciate some of we were fortunate enough to see the railroad when it was really moving along and the thousands of employees the railroad had from Freetown to Pendembu to Songo. Okay, some of us who were fortunate enough for see forest industry, how the production of first class, world class furniture or furnishings,
Yeah.
and then and other thing, and the cacao show they used for put up Now Kenema will be to bring people in from Freetown everywhere. You know,
You
some
may
of
get
we
cacao show, you may get agriculture show na
sure.
Jala, you
Yes,
may get
sir.
the other na McKinney,
There
what
you
they
go.
been they do annually. Jala you na be November. Cacao show na Kenema, I think it was sometime in October.
Yeah, and it was a very impressive show. Able to bring people in from all the way in Freetown because they may get showcases both in terms of agricultural
Then
product.
companies then may they go advertise them business. Then companies
Exactly.
may they talk to people on how to get employment with them. And one other thing we would don't forget, Mr. Shyllon. Up to the time I left university, there was holiday jobs provided for people who have been in school and university. Then if you don't pass from 4, they go from 5. Then you get them labor exchange the way they go. You go to 2 passport picture, they record you. When 10 come for holiday job, then they contact the labor exchange, then get jobs and for students. Then they pay the student rates, not to be boku money, but at least holiday, you know, they idle. You go outside, they go engage, you get small money by the time holiday done, you get something for buy 2, 3 platform shoe and
And the money they
I
get
call
value
that
there.
was
The
the
money they
smell
get value
bottom.
also. And the money they get value. So no matter
Yeah,
how small
yeah,
it was,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it get value.
At least you be
You
able to
know.
buy something the way you go, they go bluff. Then
Oh
maybe
yeah,
them be they die for you.
indeed. Remember the Chagal trophies, the Terrelin shirts,
Yeah, well,
and
Taylor
okay,
shirts,
yeah. So
you
so
moccasin and all things, Clark
yes, sir.
sandals.
Yeah, exactly. Clark sandal was the standard sandal. If you when you can wear if you wear Clark sandal from Bata, if you can afford for buy them, and if you can afford for buy Dunlop crepe, na Bata, then you have arrived. You're doing great because those were
And
quality
you
shoes.
know what beats me, Mr. Shillon? These companies that closed down in Sierra Leone, are you aware that most of them are still operating in Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, and those places, even Kenya
Listen,
and Uganda?
yes. Let me give you when I first went to London. No, when I went to Paris, walking and this the Promenade Street, I then call on Sans Elagier or something like that, where you get the ivory tower at the end up there.
Mhm.
And I don't see this shop, Bata. I was so, and I don't see Bata for years and years, and I even see that sign there. I was so taken by it. It just puts me right into me. It just gives me this nostalgic feeling. Bata, there's Bata. I'm in France. I see Bata. I got to go there. Across the street, I go now inside there, go look for shoes. There are plenty of shoes in America, but I say I got to buy something for go back to America. I was saying, Bata, I buy this. You know, I eventually, if I was so ironic, I buy 2, 3 pair of shoes. Me colleagues then was a white lawyer by the name of Ronald Campbell. That would be the share hotel room among the group of lawyers. Then we will go American lawyers. Then we will go London. Then we'll go London. We'll go Paris. We'll go London for like 5 or 6, 7 days. Then we'll go Paris for like 5 days. And so I buy this 2, 3 pair of shoes. I can't. My roommate see me run. He say, Mohammed, he say, you must have been doing a whole lot of shopping. Now I say, yeah. I say, I go to this place, I tell them the history, what Bata means to me. Well, of course, American, so you know, understand. I say, I don't need them shoes here. I say, but I get to buy something for Kerry Go for remind me of me school days, you know? So now he say, oh, wow, nice shoes, this, that. He look at them and everything. That was over with. We'll go eat dinner and everything. We'll come back, we'll watch TV. And I say, he said to me, that's the mentality was so different. He said to me, Mohammed, do you mind me asking you a question? I said, no, I don't mind. I may not get no idea what you get in mind. He said, I hope you don't take offense to this. I said, well, let me know what you're about to ask me. And he said, were you deprived of shoes when you were a child? I said, no, why you ask? He said, because I have never bought 3 pairs of shoes at the same time. He said, normally I buy 1 pair, it wears out, I buy the other, maybe 2, but 3, I've never seen anyone buy 3 pairs of shoes. That's what he tell me. So I laugh, I say, no, I say, listen, I say, I can't say I had it great as a child, I had to get several pairs of shoes. I said, but that was not the motivation for buying shoes here. I say, it reminds me of me high school days, the store with the seller. I just want to forget on record that I saw Bata finally, maybe it will be the last time in my life. I say, so this is shoes they want to buy out of emotions, not out of necessity or out of need. He said, oh, yeah. He said, oh, okay, I can understand. He said, but got 3 pairs. I'm wondering, why would you want to buy so many shoes when there are shoes in America all over the place? So I try to make you understand why I buy that many shoes at one time. But then all the chin and they now, we are picking them. Now, the younger generations in Australia, they can refer to a Kingsway, they can refer to a PZ, they can refer to a GBO, they can refer to an AGN, they can refer to SUA, they can refer to any of them. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. It's depressing.
Even the Lebanese business, then will be in the run, like Dunia stores, and they all don't pack up.
Yeah.
I remember there were certain Lebanese stores where been specialized in certain textile. When you want for making them sew trousers for you, now that shop there they go. You been get Rivoli store, you been get Dunia store, etc., etc. All
you
those
get Alpha
places have
store,
packed
you
up.
get,
Yeah. They even get Colise. Colise, them in the car with ready-made suit and then t-shirts, then slacks them. When you buy in a Colise, you wear them, you look special.
So,
something
but
is
we
wrong
brothers
with
them
us.
within our government today, where would the reminisce on the engineer? I hope they appreciate. And some of them, brother, we talk about even upline, because some of the industries there, because when I did Bo, I know say, Bo began free and cold storage, for example. Bo began some of them, then stores there they talk about like GBO. Bo began, So not to say this not to upline versus.
How you call that street we come out by clock tower, we go up towards reservation. We around that area, now they get the markets, they get that Catholic church. Now around that area, Bata been there. Now Fenton Road.
Fenton Road, now been Rain Road, then outside the Catholic church be there, now we can call that area there, Arusa Corner.
Yes, exactly.
Church of
now they back you been get the lorry park there. That area.
The lorry park be there na Fenton Road. Yeah, exactly. Lorry
park
be there right
down that street there. Now they Kubasi them in there, them get Super Combo Kings.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
I know, Mr. Shyllon. So, not say you are Sabibo. I know the whole of Sierra Leone.
I was in Bo for 9 years. I did boarding school. So then we brothers there. And we go Bo. We enjoy it. We have nothing but great recollection of Bo. And some of the places that we'll go. We'll grow up. For see all them places here, so not a free to no more with a cry for. Bo and many other cities.
Bo, Kenema, Makeni, Magorka, Bon, Pujang. I know all these places. And I believe they've deteriorated. Because all them towns and they may get 24 hours electricity.
Most of them deteriorate. How do I know? Pendembu, Upper Bambara Chiefdom, Kalaun District, where I be my primary base stand up country because my papa be to do business. We get store na Pendembu, they get store na Kwendu. Before me left for America, the Digremont water supply under the SLPP government, they may introduce water. They build high tower water tanks them. Then tower tanks them.
APC them. Digremont.
No, it starts under my guy. But APC, I think the APC it starts under my guy. Then start 2 things in the area there. Then start roads then when they was being built by Vianini, when I be Italian company also. Okay,
Italian,
then
yeah.
I think eventually you're right. Now APC
The
then put them into
Cremon
effect.
and the Mega with the chiefdom water supply.
There you
Every
go. There you
chiefdom
go.
headquarter being get water pipe borne water
Yes, sir.
supply.
Yeah,
Then tanks then they 30 that tank with fiber like ball.
exactly. I asked
It is
someone. Well,
91, it is Tayama, it is Songo, it is Putloko, it is
there
even
you go.
Town.
Yeah, okay. I asked someone
Because you know
recently. I
the
said,
Town have been Kakwa chiefdom headquarter.
yeah,
So it was part of that the Gremon project.
okay. That Penembu, for example, Upper Bambara chiefdom, where the people not be know nothing but everything are well water, you get, and the people don't get personal well. Well water na be public wells, then where everybody to go, walk a good distance. I asked the person, I say, how about the water supply in Penembu? They say it's no more. It doesn't exist. It doesn't function anymore.
The Gremon
It,
project
it-
not exist again. No.
it kind of
Nationwide,
broke my
because
heart.
it was built nationwide in the 149 chiefdoms. They all been get pipe-borne water supply. Now the
Yeah.
chiefdom headquarters.
And some of them were ministers and then young guys within our government, the president included, they need to know about this retrogression. They
They
need to
met
know.
these systems. They met these systems, sir. They use these systems. So they know about it. It's just that they
Well,
don't care.
I call that
Maybe
cruelty.
the younger ones they now will make minister, we may be born in the 80s, they not
They will
be
not know.
nobody system.
Maybe even
But
in
all
the
those
90s,
like
yeah.
BO and others, they know about these systems. They met them. They use them.
Yeah, well, so that said, but thank you very much, Mr. Jamboria. I'm glad we are able, I'm sure those who are listening to the discussions we will get must appreciate the fact that we have gone too far behind. And it's about time somebody take the country seriously, and not in terms of seeing it as an opportunity for get rich, but as an opportunity for add to the lives of the people, for make them life more meaningful. We will not see any evidence of. So, so we get genuine reason why, because we were there once upon a time, we can get there again. So we not
Yeah.
ask for something we just dream of. We've seen that in our lifetime. So we just hope the one that within our government will get the power. We will not try for come up with ideas and foreign aid for our country. Now then, and they will for start thinking about the basic needs of the people. Then, you know, regardless of whose part of the country then they. Because once upon a time, the people up in the country, they had privileges that they've lost over the years. So with that said,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Because we saw these things. We saw these things. Like Omar in
Them.
England,
And one
like
of the good things where that the Gremon project been do, Mr. Shyllon, the Gremon, when they been popular with that idea agriculture project, we been there in every district, it kept people in the rural areas.
yeah,
People had things to do.
yeah,
And as a matter of fact, when them project then they been done begin kick off, the Bank of Sierra Leone been open rural banks them.
yep,
It's not a story with a talk. Nothing will be what we see. I saw them because I used to go on holidays. My parents were walking out of Freetown. I've been there Freetown, they go school. That tell what I say I've been there 89 Campbell Street. I've been there live with one me auntie. I dey go grammar school holiday. I dey jump na Sierra Leone Airlines, na internal flight. I go na the tongue way who that's day. Or that way my mama been dey work bond. I dey use boat from Mabela Waf right down to Bond, ML Bond. When I they turn back from holiday, I they use the same boat. That's how they come from holiday. I get coconut oil, banga, this, that. I get breadfruit, all. Anya, everything.
Ah, I don't know for now how that
But
may
all
seem.
those things have been lost. All of it has been lost. And that's the way in the Okna bond, Sierra Leone be the export piassava. Now that make that boat slip in the Camp Freetown. Where they don't clean the piassava, they load them. Now they Camp Freetown. It was not a passenger boat, it was a cargo boat. But
Yeah.
because of voting, I mean they go with them. The man when I been the boat swing, Mr. Rogers, now in cabin I been they sleep.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Jamboria. Well, I really appreciate the nostalgia discussion, the good old days. It's fine for reminisce on
It's
them
good
things like that.
we did it because let the young
Yeah.
generation know say some of we not the vex for nothing. We know how we been done today. Now we
Yeah.
know what in the happen.
Yeah.
Can a whole city like Freetown not get pipe-borne water supply?
It's a shame. They're not even get public pump them anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to it. Again, we apologize for starting very late. So some of our women say we're not getting anything. Name could give me and Mr. Jamboria don't give a little bunya by talking beyond the 2 hour time limit will be supposed for. In fact, I'm sure with the frustrate with producer and with control room.
I think he's
So
tired now. Let us
yeah,
see.
yeah. So with all of that, good night, everybody. And Mr. Jamboria, I turn it over to you, sir.
Now fumble them. Do ya? Let we make Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is for all of us. Let us sit down and ask, how can we make this place for all of us? That's a rocket science. Now we put politics aside. We can do it. On a good night, and thank you for listening to us.